All right.
So, tell us your name and what you do for Rev3.
It's a great question. My name is Charlie Patton, and I'm the owner of Revolution 3 Triathlon.
How did you get involved with Rev3?
Let's see. I got a call one day from a woman named Joanne, and she had told me that she knew Charlie Patton, and he had this idea of putting on a race at Quasi Amusement Park. And they needed someone with some local knowledge to help with some permitting and some local relationships, and asked if I was interested in meeting some folks and having dinner, and so that kind of was the start of it. And then the next thing I knew, I was delivering aid stations at 2 o'clock in the morning the night before the race.
What do you do when you are not working at Rev3?
When I am not working at Rev3, I love to hike. I love to sleep, so I usually catch up on all my sleep when I'm not at a race. I come home from a race and probably sleep for 2 days. But I love to hike. I go on a lot of trips with my family. We try and go to a national park every year. And I also have a dog named Larry Puppins, who I play with all the time. He actually comes to the office with me, so Larry has a part-time job. And I love to hang out with my boyfriend, Carter. And I have just started coaching a high school swim team. So I grew up swimming, I have coached forever, and this is the first time I've been coaching for the past 4 years, and it's been really great to get back in the pool and be in the swim community, so it's nice. So that's taken up a lot of time.
All right, so what is it that you look forward to most about going into race weekends?
I think what I look forward to most is just getting out of the office and traveling, being away from, even though I do spend a lot of the time at the race on a computer, it is nice to be, somewhere different. Not a lot of jobs that I've worked in the past allowed me to, get out of the office and go do stuff and get paid to have fun and, hang out with a lot of cool people and meet new people and get to do and experience new places and new things. I think that's what I look forward to more than anything. Just being able to have a different experience than, the daily grind, going in and working, in an office every day.
Well, why Charlie hasn't fired me is a mystery. What's kept me around so long? I mean, there's so many reasons. I think the bottom line is I feel like Rev3, its employees, its staff, the team, they're all my family, and that always sounds so cliche and silly, but it really is how I feel. And over the years, I've really developed very strong and sibling-like relationships with everybody. And those are those intangible things that you can't put a price on that. And then I think certainly from the get-go, the mission of Rev3 has always been something very easy for me to get behind. I can certainly more than endorse any product or company or ideal that is about treating people right. It's about having a wonderful product where everyone matters. And I think that is something that has always motivated me to want to remain a part of it and to contribute in any way that I could, so that the Rev3 experience for everyone, families, regardless of the ability of the athlete, they really do, the company really does care. And that's something that I think I'll feel forever. So I've been very, very lucky to have stayed with a company that really emboldens these kind of ideals. Yeah.
Favorite Rev3 moment of all time?
My favorite Rev3 moment of all time is, it has to do with, you're gonna know this, it has to do with a local volunteer group that we dealt with in Williamsburg called Team Nadia. And it was the first year we went to Williamsburg, and we have a volunteer donation program where we offer donations to groups who are raising money. And I came across a group that the timing was right, where I found this group who was raising money for a 12-year-old girl who had been diagnosed with a rare cancer. And they were trying to raise money to get this girl's, to help this girl's family with some of their medical care. So they put together a huge group of volunteers and had raised a couple $100. But really what they needed to do was raise $10,000 to get her the care that she needed. And so they were talking about all kinds of ways that they could do it. And I forwarded a thank you email that I got to Charlie and told you their situation and how much they had appreciated everything that we had done for them. And I was just sharing their thank you email. We had done such a small thing to help them raise some money, and they were so thankful. And I remember I was standing in line at Target to check out with, some ridiculous purchase, and probably way more than what I'd gone there for. And I opened my email, and it was a response from Charlie to the person who was in charge of Team Nadia. And as I was reading the email, I felt like I knew how it was going to end, but I couldn't believe that that's actually how the email was going to end. And when I got to the end of it, Charlie told this woman that he was going to donate $5,000 towards the medical care of Nadia and to help them get a kickstart. And I started to cry. I was checking out and I started to cry. And I immediately got out of line and got on the phone and called the woman who was in charge and said, if you haven't checked your email yet, you need to do it right now. And the response that came from Nadia's mom once she read that email, it was life-changing for them. And so it became clear to me that this, ridiculous thing that it seems like could not have meaning, in that moment had this tremendous meaning, and we had, in that moment, had changed the world for someone, and that was something that I had never expected to come out of working for Rev3. So that's one of my favorite moments, not only of Rev3, but I think one of my favorite moments probably of my whole life was that day in Target, reading that email and seeing how it was going to go, and then telling her mom what we were going to do for her.
And then when you turn your head, I want it to come. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh.